Justice League issue 4, written by Brian Hitch, art by Jesus Marino.
Hmm.
And this unfortunately was probably the weakest issue of Justice League
Yeah.
yet, which is kind of a shame because it's not like it started at a super high bar either.
So, did you get that it was multiple forces early on, or was that new to you with this?
No, I got that the all the flying things and then the big giant men were different
Okay.
entities. I got that
Because I,
much.
so I didn't pick up on that. So reading this, I was kind of like, okay, well, so there's like a war on three fronts going on here because you got those things Superman's dealing with. You got the razor
Kindred.
bat
Yeah,
things,
I think they're called the Kindred, the flying ones.
yeah, and whatnot.
And then these four giant beings who are made of people and they represent things. And Wonder Woman's stuck in one. The Flash ends up getting stuck in one by the end of the issue. Um,
Kind of,
yeah,
because he's out of it by the time the issue ends.
yeah.
Ugh.
Also going on, Superman pushes one of those like earthquake emitters or whatever they are into the core of the earth to destroy it. It just about kills him, and then he's like, "Oh crap, there's another two or three that I need to go and deal with."
What if, yeah, what if one of them is gonna go off and it has nothing to do with the other ones? How
Yeah.
do I know?
Meanwhile, Batman's still with Lois and John, and they're trying to analyze the kindred stuff. Cyborg tries to hack into them because they've got like a signal, and he ends up like having like a spasm attack, and he's like on the floor and he's in pain.
Yeah,
And the cliffhanger at the end of the issue, and it feels like I'm rushing through this, it's because there's not really a whole lot that happens. There's just all these quick points, and all of it just feels like it kind of mushes together. Um,
yeah,
and it ends with the reveal that because the Green Lanterns, of course, in the last issue went out to space to try and detect the source of the kindred. And at the
yeah.
end of the issue, they find a planet full of what looks like cyborg people, like as
Yeah.
in they all look like cyborg in terms of the
Yeah.
outfits.
So, because they said that the signal was something familiar, that's how Cyborg was able to break it,
Hmm.
and then that's what causes that. And then also Aquaman, those Zodiac crystals are the apparently the key to defeating this.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he
that was
swims
yeah.
off. So yeah, it's kind of a mess. I'm kind of over Hitch's Justice League at this point. You know?
I mean, I'm not going. I don't think it's bad enough to stop reading. Like, I'm fine to keep reading it, but it's definitely like one of the weakest things from DC that I'm reading still.
Yeah.
You know.
So and I understand that it's a holdover until Justice League of America kicks off, and that might be the flagship. But the story just seems too out there for me. You know?
The problem for me isn't that it's out there. The problem for me is that it's just. I mean, it is out there. Don't get me wrong, but it's just. It feels like a generic out there story. You know, it feels like here's
Yeah.
just a reason for them all to be in trouble and fight things and.
Well, yeah, and each one's playing their part, and that's all fine. But again, like, why throw us into the deep end with the first arc? I much rather would have built to this. Like
Yeah.
Superman finding out about these core things some way, and the Zodiac crystals and stuff throughout. And by like the third arc, we can get these big giant
They,
creatures showing up.
yeah, they should have built to it, even if it's not the third arc, even if the arc was just paced differently, where it was like a slow mystery
Yeah,
at first, where they were discovering these things, but it
yeah,
felt like they've just constantly been fighting, all split up, for like the
yeah,
entire book for the most part, and it's really been it's starting to be a bit of a slog the further we get into it. And the funny thing is,
yeah.
I'm actually more looking forward to the two-parter that's coming after this, where it's about Jessica asking out Barry on a date. I'm like, that sounds like fun.
Yep, definitely.
Because it sounds character based.
So is Hitch writing those two?
Yeah, it's still Hitch. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe he's better at interpersonal than he is at big, huge sci-fi. Because I've never really ever read anything he's written. I've only seen his art. So he does art, right? Or am I confusing him with someone else?
Oh no, he did the I think he did the Rebirth issue, but he used to do art
Okay.
and writing on the previous
Okay.
Justice League of America book that he did.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not that familiar with his writing, but I
Yeah,
just
good luck keeping up with double shipping though if you're writing and drawing art.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's Justice League. Not a whole lot to say honestly. It was just kind of few plot points, bit of a slog. Not terrible, but not really good either. So